This is a relaxing body scan meditation. In this practice, I'm going to be guiding your awareness around your body, checking in with how each part of our body is feeling, and in doing that, aiming to bring a sense of relaxation and well-being. This practice requires no prior knowledge. All you need to do is follow my voice and the direction I give you. The body scan is a practice we do laying down. So you'll want to get yourself into a comfortable position, laying on your bed, on a sofa, or on the floor, whatever works for you and makes you comfortable. Please ensure to support your head with a pillow or a comfortable cushion. To begin the meditation, we start off just by becoming aware of the places where our body meets the surface beneath us, whether that's a mattress, the sofa, or the floor. You can feel the connection with the surface of your feet, the back of your feet and your ankles, and your two buttocks, the small of your back, your two shoulder blades, your arms and hands, and the back of your head. You can relax into the surface underneath you, allowing it to support you. This is particularly the case with your head. Our neck muscles can use a lot of energy keeping our head up. But for now, you can just let your head relax into the cushion or pillow and let it support you. Now, before we start the body scan itself, I'd just like you to take 3 deep breaths in and out, filling the belly with air and allowing that to oxygenate your entire body. So we breathe in deeply, right down to the bottom of the belly, and then just allow the breath to release. Then we do that a couple more times, just to relax into this practice and into the posture of laying down on our back. We begin the body scan itself at the feet, and we bring our awareness to our big toes. And what we're doing with our awareness is using our sense of felt touch. So we're looking at feeling the sensations that are happening in our big toes. Sometimes, when we're asked to focus our attention on part of the body, we can get a mental image of that part of the body. But that's not what we're doing here. We're actually just letting go and feeling how each part of the body is, what sensations are there, whether it feels tight or loose, warm, cold, soft, hard. Just to tune in to those sensations. So we begin with the big toes. Just feel what's going on there. I'm often surprised that there can be quite a great deal of tension in my big toes, that the toes themselves can feel tight. So I just allow my awareness to check in with that and see how my toes are doing. During this part of the meditation, you may get the feeling that you need to wiggle your toes, and that's completely fine to do that. Now we bring our awareness to our second toes. See if we can sense how our second toes are doing. You probably never really take time to consider your toes unless they're hurting. So it's good just to spend a little bit of time doing this. Then we move our attention to our middle toes. Can you sense your middle toes? When I began doing this practice, I found it hard to differentiate between the middle toe and the toes either side of it. So if you can differentiate it, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. We then move to our fourth toes. How do your fourth toes feel? And then our little toes. And again, if after going through all the toes, you feel a need to wiggle them or move them in some way, please do that. We now move to the ball of the foot, the area on the bottom of the foot that's just behind the toes. Does this feel tense to you? Does it feel relaxed? When you're doing this practice, just allow your breathing to be natural. And we move our attention to the sole of our foot. The sole of the foot has a different feeling to the ball of the foot. It's softer, can often be more relaxed and less tense. And just see how that area feels for you today. And then we go to the top of our foot. How does this feel? And then the sides of our foot or our feet. Do them both together. We then take our awareness to our heels. How does that feel? And how do your feet feel in total now, after having moved your awareness around all the parts of the foot? We take our attention to the ankles, and we can just allow our ankles to relax and allow our feet just to flop out. See how our ankles feel. Often we can keep them far more tense than they need to be. So it's just a chance to check in with that and see how our ankles feel. We then move our awareness to our calves, the back of the lower leg, between the knees and the ankles. This is a long muscle. We can just see how it's feeling. And then the same with the front of the lower leg. Now bring your awareness to your knees. Just feel around that whole area, the kneecap and the back of the knees. Does that feel tight, relaxed? Then we move on up to the front of the thighs. The thighs are one of the biggest muscles in the body and can hold quite a lot of tension. To just put your awareness there and sense how your thighs feel. And do the same for the back of your thighs. How is this part of the body feeling for you? Then we keep moving our awareness upwards to our buttocks. And our buttocks are the meeting point of our torso and our legs. As a result of that, they can hold a lot of tension. And that may be the case if you spend most of the day seated at a desk, or if you're walking around. Then we take our awareness to our pelvis. And this is similarly the meeting point of the torso and the legs. To see how your pelvis feels. See if you're carrying tension there. And keep breathing normally and naturally as you check in with this part of your body. Now bring your awareness to your lower belly. When I feel particularly anxious, I find that I tend to tense up the muscles in my lower belly, and that in turn can make breathing feel harder and make breathing shallower. So if we take a couple more deep breaths into the lower belly, we may find that that part of the body relaxes naturally. And we can just spend a little time with our attention on the lower belly and see how that's feeling for us. Then move your awareness around to the lower back. How does that feel for you? Then we move to the upper back and to the shoulders. If you work a lot on a computer or with your hands, you may find that your shoulders and upper back tend to feel quite tense. And you can just stop and breathe into that area. Now we move to our chest. How does that feel? Is it tight or loose? Does your chest feel quite tight and solid? Quite loose and relaxed? As with your upper back, you can just spend a couple of minutes breathing into your chest. Now bring your awareness to the area between your neck and shoulders. Again, when we work a lot with our hands and arms, this can be an area that stores a lot of tension. So we can just check in there and see how our body's feeling. Are your shoulders drawn in towards the neck? Or are they falling away with the arms? Now check in with the shoulders themselves. The shoulders, of course, where the arms meet the body. And they likewise can store tension from our use of the arms and hands throughout the day. And as we go down the arms, we may find as we relax the arms, that helps the shoulders to relax also. So we bring our attention to the upper arms, to the biceps, and just see how they feel. Do they feel tight or loose? And then on down to the elbows. How do your elbows feel? Then to the forearms. My forearms can get really tense after using the laptop for too long. So it's good to just check in with the forearms if you've been using a computer for some time. And then just with awareness, just to allow those forearms to relax. And we move our awareness to our wrists. And we can allow our wrists to loosen. Then place your attention in the palms of your hands. See how that feels. Are your palms loose and open, or tight and drawn in? Now, similarly to the toes, we'll just go around the thumb and the fingers, just checking in with each digit in turn. And we'll start with the fleshy muscle at the base of the thumb. And see what sensations are there. Then we move our attention to the thumbs themselves. Then to the index fingers. Similarly to the toes, if you feel the urge to move or wiggle your fingers during this part of the practice, please do that. Then we bring our attention to our middle fingers, our ring fingers, and our little fingers. Then sense your hands as a whole. See how they're feeling. You can let your wrists go loose. And then let your arms go loose from the shoulders. Moving our awareness back up. We're going to place our attention on the neck. As I said before, the muscles of the neck do a big job in holding the head up for most of the day. So we can just check in and see how our neck's feeling, if we're holding any tension there. And then we move our awareness up to the jaw, another place a lot of attention can be stored. Especially if we need to be doing a lot of talking during the day. To just move your attention around the jawline, from the mouth up to the ears. And then sense the back of your head, at the bottom of the skull, where the head meets the neck. And then around the whole back of the head. And around the ears. Just move your awareness around this area. The ears and the sides of the head. Then we bring our attention back round to the face and our cheeks. And our eyes and the area around our eyes. And our foreheads. Is there any tightness around your forehead? And we move our awareness up to the top of our head and the crowns of our head. And if we wish, we can imagine the crown of our head just opening and allowing any tension that's left in our body just to seep out of the crown in our head. We just let all that remaining tension go. Now, as at the start of the practice, we're just going to take 3 deep breaths in. Breathing in and filling the body with air. And breathing out and letting it all go. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in and out. There's no need to rush in getting up from the position you're in, laying down. You can take some time just to wiggle your fingers and toes and see how your whole body is feeling. And then when you want to, you can slowly open your eyes and become aware of the room around you. Thank you for practicing the body scan meditation. I hope it's helped you to feel a little more relaxed, and I hope to speak to you again very soon.